I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't even know if it's going to be the whole recording again. I have no idea. We're going to have to go. We're going to have to go with it to see what happens. Oh, this is crazy. I'm embarrassed, but I'm not.
We all learn.
I can't be good at everything. This Zoom thing, and I'm sure it's so simple. I'm the one that's probably complicating it. But so guys, I don't know how far we're going, but we'll see. Let me wait on Barry and Portia. I probably have the other meeting still going. There's no telling, ain't no telling what I'm doing today. Oh my goodness. But anyway, we're going to continue. So the person that I chose, Sister Barry, I'm sure she'll join us. The person that I chose is Kathryn Kuhlman, and I'm sure you guys know Kathryn Kuhlman. She's part of God's Generals. And the reason I chose Kathryn Kuhlman is really because of everything that each one of you have talked about and the person that you chose as a person in leadership. Because if you read her story, I studied out her story and I'm like, oh my God, I'm David in the Bible, but I'm Kathryn Kuhlman in the natural. And you have to really look at a person that can inspire you, because Kathryn Kuhlman, you have to go study this woman out, was so powerful. If you never heard of her, Kuhlman. She's in this book called God's Generals. And I have that book and I read that book too, again, maybe once or twice a year. But this lady was so powerful in ministry. She was so powerful. She was a modern day Peter. Like, she would walk into the auditoriums and she would be ministering to all these people. They talk about how the auditoriums were packed and sometimes people couldn't even get in. And she ministered in long, elegant gowns, you know. Kathryn Kuhlman was like Whitney Houston in ministry. She had on these long, beautiful, flowing gowns when she ministered, and she could walk through the auditorium even before she got to the stage and open her mouth, and people would be getting healed and delivered and set free before the what that man that was so powerful, the Oral Roberts of the world, that was Kathryn Kuhlman. And Kathryn Kuhlman was so powerful. I mean, I'm just in awe every time I think about her and talk about her. And she had these, they talk about how she flowed in the Holy Spirit so powerfully that she could lift her hands and just things would happen in her meetings that people have not talked about ever happening again. This lady was just so very powerful. Then on the flip side of it, that's why I love people that are transparent, like Sister Portia talked about, Sarah Jakes. She had this big scandal that happened. I think she had a boyfriend. I don't know that full story, but it was something that I think she got married, she eloped, and then she disappeared off the scene for a while in ministry, and people were looking for her or something like that. And I think she divorced her husband and got back right, you know, got back to God. But I'm Kathryn Kuhlman. I'm just telling y'all, I'm Kathryn Kuhlman. Because she was not perfect, you know, but what people don't get, You being less than perfect still does not negate the calling of God on your life. It's when you turn into a Samson or a John the Baptist, where you just like get offended or you decide to go in your own way indefinitely. People have moments, and her story so inspired me because she was just so powerful. And when she died, I think she was in her 60s, and I think they said Oral Roberts came to the hospital or something, and he wanted to pray for her, and she was like, no. She was ready to go home and be with the Lord. She was like, she had lived a full life in the 60 years she had been here. She had preached all over the world. She's in that book called God's Generals. It's very powerful. So that lady life inspires me because I think of the calling God has on my life, and people don't really understand a divine calling unless you've been called. It's a lonely, it's a lonely walk. It's really, people don't understand you. People don't get you. People don't, after a while, people don't even want to be around you because they be like, you just so too much God, too deep. It's not that serious, Gladys. And I can imagine people being around her thinking it's just not that serious, Kathryn, because they talk about how she would go in her meeting, she would go into these trances. And but the whole meeting would be on fire. People would be getting healed, delivered. She wouldn't have to touch them. That lady flowed in the Holy Spirit. She flowed in the Holy Spirit. And I'm just so inspired. Like, let me get off her because I could talk about Kathryn Kuhlman all day. Kathryn Kuhlman was a woman after God's own heart. And she was so very powerful. And she was so obedient, and she gave up her life for God. Because after that little marriage scandal, whatever happened, and she went on back to her ministry, and she was just sold out to the cause of Christ. And that's kind of what Francia is talking about. Mother Teresa was sold out to the cause of Christ. And when you become sold out to the cause of Christ, everything works for you. But it's a lonely walk. I'm telling you, when you defy the world for God, when you really hate what God hates and you live your life that way, it's going to cost you your life. It's going to cost you your life. That's what Jesus talks about, laying down your life. Until you do that, you just kind of going through the motions. And you have to be okay with it. And that's why I always say, if it's in the cards for me, marriage is good, but that ain't what I'm after. I am after my destiny. And Kathryn Kuhlman was after her destiny. Mother Teresa was after their destiny. And you also hear me talk about my name will ring in the earth like a Mother Teresa, because these women, they were after their destinies. And they were just like, whatever comes along with it, that's fine. But God, if that don't come along with it, I'm still fine with that too. So it was very, very powerful. They were very powerful. So I want you to keep that gold card right in your face, not just today, forever. Those are the people who have inspired us, who we've taken some leadership qualities from. And this was about just self-identity. Who do you identify with? Whether it's imaginary character, because all of that plays a part in business, whether you believe it or not. Some days I have to put on my Wonder Woman cape. I'm just like, I am Wonder Woman today in business. Nobody's telling me no, and I'm going to win all day. Some days I feel like Tweety Bird. I'm like Sandra. I'm like, okay, they may not see me, they can try and ignore me, but hey, I know who I am, and I guarantee you, I I'm going to win in this situation. Some days I feel like what the woman of God said. Some days I feel like Catwoman. Like, oh my God, I didn't know all of that was in me. Oh, I can really do this. Some days I feel like Bubbles, like you rub me the wrong way, you're gonna get a side of me you're never going to forget. So you see how all of these characters, whether they are imagined or that we admire, or whether they're real, whether it's the Gladys Darks of the world that Sister Sandra said, hey, I can really take some from her life. She has blessed me. Whether it's the Kathryn Kuhlman, whether it's Rihanna, whether it's the Sarah Jakes, whether it's the Mother Teresa's, we can take something from these women, from these people, and we can learn from their leadership styles. We can take what they've given us, and we can discard the rest, because you always need to know the whole picture. I needed to know Kathryn Kuhlman is this powerful woman, but it was good they shared her whole life. You understand? They didn't try to make her like invincible, that she just was a woman that never had any challenges. I love the man who wrote that book, Robert Leard, and the God's Generals, because he showed these real 21st century people, or 19th century, whenever they were born, people that were powerful like people in the Bible. But he showed all sides of them. One of them was a drunk like Noah. I was like, oh my God. But he was a man of God. You have to read the book. He was a powerful man of God. So I'm saying all that to say that, look, we're going to have our challenges. We're going to have things we have to continue to work on to the day we die. But you don't ever just give up on yourself. And that's leading us into, you don't ever give up on your business. You don't give up on your vision. You don't give up on what God has called you to do. It can be seasons of loneliness. It can be seasons of misunderstanding. It would be seasons where people don't even want to be around you. But guess what? As long as I can sip my coffee with Jesus, I'm going to be okay. And I'm going to keep on, because we have to always remember your generation is on the line. That's what keeps me inspired. I'm thinking, Gladys, this ain't about you. This is about your generation. Our businesses are about generational wealth, and we're going to go into, for the next hour, the rest of the teaching, and we want to share. I think I asked you guys to bring your three. What do we have to come with today? Let me go to my notes here. I know. Okay, we had to come with 3 business ideas, one being a residual income, and I want you to communicate your vision and statement, because this session here is going to be the foundation for everything else we're going to do. We have to understand where you're going or where you're trying to go. And I need to understand that so I can know how I can lead God and help you along the way. So this has been good. Did y'all learn something from each other from these cartoon characters?
Yes.
From the cartoon characters and even the real people. Hey, I learned a lot from you guys. I learned that, with Sister Francia, she liked to get things done. And like she said, she can roll with the best of them, the men, whoever. Come on with it. She's Wonder Woman. And I love Sandra, because what I heard in all of that is strategy. Look, don't underestimate, do not underestimate who you're seeing right here. Shy, like she said, petite, real timid, but when she needed to get out of something or get something done, she had strategy. I love what Portia said, that I don't know all the power. Catwoman didn't know what was in her. And she said, that's me at times. I don't know. I didn't realize it. What I got in me. And then I love Sister Barry. She said, oh, I'm so sweet, so tender, but okay, all right. And she is. I met her, and I always say that on the line. Her spirit is so sweet, so gentle, so timid. But she was saying, "Oh, there's another side, and it's best that you just don't ever want to get to know that side." So it's us acknowledging our strengths and our weaknesses, and knowing ourselves to the point of knowing what we got to work on. So okay, so let's move on. Okay, who wants to start with your three business ideas? Share with us your three business ideas and the main one that you're going to focus on. And one of them needs to be a residual income. And if not, I can share with you. I think I know I emailed you guys some residual income options. And then share your vision and your mission behind that. I'm about to call on y'all now. Portia, you're going to go first since you've been going last. Then we're going over to Barry, and then we're going to Francia and to Sandra. Okay.
Okay. For my three ideas, one with the residual income, I do want to write a book. I have started like years ago. I have all this content everywhere. But the mission is to encourage the readers to trust God, to trust that God is able to heal their hearts from disappointments and situations that have left them broken, to let them know that He's able to make them whole again. And
Mm-hmm.
the vision is to inspire those who have been broken to not give up hope, and to know that a relationship with Christ will make them whole. And that inspired me because of just that sometimes when people are broken, they just feel like, sometimes they give up on whatever situation or thing that is. So that's the book. I figure I could get residual income from that. So that was one. Another thing is I would like to buy a property and rent it out to a single mom with children with at an affordable rate. Not so much based on their income, even less than their income. And the mission for that is to provide affordable housing for single mothers with children. The lease would offer up to 2 years of residency. And the vision is to allow single mothers the time that they need to establish or reestablish their lives by paying affordable rent. My main one is one that I really have a passion for
Mm-hmm.
throughout the years. I was married before to my son's dad. I was married for almost 11 years, and then we divorced. So my life as a divorced single was like a whole totally different life. It was different from being single before married. But the business name is called Thrive 90. That's the name I would like for it to be, THRV 90. And the mission for that is to assist single women um, with food, utilities, car fuel for the first 3 months of moving into their own homes after being homeless. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the food, the assistance would be like in the form of a gift card. It wouldn't be monetary assistance, and the utility bill would be paid directly to the utility company. Funds would be given once a month based on the fundability, and the referrals would be made by the homeless shelter or a church ministry for that person. So Thrive 90 is saying like by 90 days, they should be able to thrive on their own after being homelessness and transitioning into their own homes. And the
Wow.
vision for that is to see single women thrive in their own homes after transitioning from homelessness.
That's very powerful. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
All right. You guys got some ideas. We're going to have to get these in the earth. Um, Go ahead, Sister Barry. We're going to talk about where you guys are with some of them after we share. That's a very powerful vision.
Yes, that was powerful. Okay, so mine, I guess the first one I'm gonna touch on is something that I've already started. It's living love with my podcast. But God has given me this vision of um I didn't really connect it with living love initially, but it's something that he's put on me a long time ago, but I wasn't really sure like how that was going to come about. But I realized after having this partner and doing Living Loved as a podcast, um, he's really brought us together for this vision. I really would like to have like a type of center. This is the overall vision where women who are in need, whether they're single moms or they are maybe divorced, or
Mhm.
even if not, maybe they're in a bad relationship, or they just need some help and they need to move forward in their life. They need, whether they need resources, whether they need a place that they can come to for safety and security, being able to offer practical like classes or courses or things for them to really use to get where they want to go
Mhm.
in their life, and to be successful in that so they can either provide for themselves and their family, etc. um and I kind of felt like, you know the way that God really wanted me to be able to accomplish that is right now, starting with something, because I have more, like sort of an online presence, or we do with the podcast and with social media,
Mhm.
having a type of to start offering a digital service for people, whether it be like a master class or something with the knowledge. My partner is actually a life coach, so
Mhm.
using that to really begin the process of having the knowledge to give to these women, and how to really, we're all about how to know how to love yourself. And a lot
Yeah.
of that is knowing who God is and who you are,
Mhm.
in the kingdom of God and in your spiritual life, and just being able to grow in your spiritual life. So starting with like a digital class or product, some type of product, and journeying to an actual center where we could provide more like tangible, actual resources for these.
Mhm. Yeah. That's very powerful.
Um,
All right.
so my other ones, I'll be a little quicker.
Oh, no problem. Yeah.
It was actually a book or a devotional. Um,
Mhm.
the vision is to encourage people who feel or have felt unseen and unheard and think
Mhm.
they don't have a voice, and just to encourage them that God does have a special purpose for them, and the things that they've gone through and experienced, their broken places, when just the importance of being vulnerable about that, and
Mhm.
the power um, the power of that, and how God can actually use the hard and ugly parts of our lives and our past to help others and help ourselves. So
Mhm. Okay.
my mission would be to, of course, actually have start writing, you know, and figuring out if I actually want it to be a book or a
Mhm.
devotional type guide, to help people through it, instead of just it being them reading about my experience, or reading something encouraging, but something that might push them a little further, like questions to ask and challenges for them to practice, for it to be more practical for their actual situation in life.
Okay. All right. Thank you
Last
for
one.
sharing.
Oh, you want me to stop there? Because that was only two.
Yeah, you share your other two with us next week.
long.
No, you can share the other. That was two. Okay, give us the last one. You had three, right?
The last one that I actually already started is I'm trying to have an online boutique, and it's called Mesh.
Oh,
I've already started. I have a website and I have my social media. I don't have products yet, but I want it to be kind of a niche boutique where I want to offer affordable, inclusive, quality and fashionable clothing and accessories. Like it's called meshy because it's like that type of material, whether y'all call it fishnet or like, that. And not like, I know when people think of that, they think of like, oh, that's all lingerie or something, but like more like not lingerie, but like pieces that have that in it. That's something I like. Fashion. I'm into fashion. I always have been, but
that's awesome.
I would just need to create or understand how to get actual products, getting people to purchase the products.
Gotcha. You know, y'all got some interesting, very powerful ideas. I love that. Online boutique. Wow. I can see that. Yeah. Okay. I'm ready to buy. Look, I'm excited. Like, when are you opening?
Right. Look.
I know the material you're talking about. Yeah. I can see that. Oh, wow. When you said that, I really saw that whole boutique. Wow. That's amazing. Okay, go ahead. I'm excited for you guys. Who's next? I done got so excited about this online boutique because I know Sister Bear. I can see her doing that because even today when she got on, the first thing I noticed was her makeup. I can see all that fashion and stuff, and she's a very pretty girl. All of you guys are gorgeous, but I love her makeup. I can see all that, your jewelry. I really see that. You might want to put that one at the number one list because the prophet can see that. I'm seeing it for you. I see it. And I'm buying some stuff too.
Amen. I received that. Hallelujah.
Okay, who is next? Francia? Okay.
Okay, I was just sitting there thinking, I don't think I did my assignment right.
Well, no, the assignment was, bring three businesses, one being residual income, and share really the main one, the vision and mission statement. I think they've shared the vision and mission for all of theirs, but the main one that you're going to focus on. But it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. That's the part I didn't connect the visions with them. I think I just kind of had an overall vision for what I'm about my journey into right now as far as business person. So
okay, that's fine.
Okay, so my three business ideas, like I said, mentioned before, this is new to me as far as being in business. It just the interest in it. I've always had the interest, but I never pursue it. And so that's new to me. And so my first business idea is coaching. It's more like therapy children, even adults as well, but my focus will be children, children with special needs, and just kind of having therapy for them. And so my second one is teaching ESL as as a second language for adult learners. Because where I came from in Haiti, most adults didn't get to go to school or learn, and so I realized that it's a problem in our community as far as teaching ESL or English. I'm sorry, I should have said English as a second language to the.
Okay.
I realize it's passive. It's not residual. Well, it is residual income, but I have to work it. I have to go out there and get it done. And so my third idea was, like somebody mentioned, was as far as having duplex. It doesn't even have to be 4 or 5 duplex, just one duplex, due to just renting, as far as like residual income, where like you said, woman of God, you're sleeping and something is making money, something is bringing money. So that's one of the things that I thought about, having a for rent.
Okay.
In vision, like I said, I didn't connect it to any of that business or my vision. I just have to take responsibility of my generational line financial destiny by creating and leaving a legacy of wealth for my children that will impact fourth generation and beyond. So it was just like a
But that is connected to those businesses, because you're creating, like you talk about the duplex, that's investment property, and it's residual. You talk about, really what I'm hearing with you is almost like consulting with children and adults. You're teaching them. That's all I'm doing here when I'm teaching you guys business. It's just a form of consulting. Anytime you're just teaching somebody how to do something or to get from point A to point B, it's just, this thing is still talking about running out of time. Okay, whoever knows Zoom best after this meeting sometime today, please call me and give me a Zoom class, because this is ridiculous. It's saying 10 minutes, but we're going to do the same thing. I'll do it again. I don't know what I'm doing. But because the last meeting was not like that, I'm thinking I clicked on the wrong link. But anyway, what you're talking about is consulting, teaching adults. You said, I was taking some notes, kids with special needs, and that's amazing. And I would venture to say probably all that you guys are sharing is something you would do if you was not getting paid for it. It's like your passion. And that's what you're going to be effective in business. It's just something that comes natural. Okay, Sister Sandra, you're next.
Well, I have 5 because we're already doing 3. So
Girl, if you don't
because we're already doing 3, so I wanted to kind of do something, branch out from the husband.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, but I'll only do 3 though. I'll make the last one be my branch out. Okay, so the first one is WFG, which World Financial Group is will be the residual income. Just to build, and for all of them really to build and protect wealth for families and to help them leave a legacy and a better future for their family. My next one is Grace Redevelopment Group. Is actually a real estate investment group that we already own, and we buy, rehab and resell homes, also manage them so that people can have a remarkable dream house or a place to live. That's what.
Okay.
The one that I branched out on my own. God had gave me the name a long time ago, but I didn't know what to do with it. But Every Person Counts Consultant is actually under my counseling degree. My mission is to guide and to provide information to clients so that they'll have a better life in different situations that they may deal with. And my vision was to always be engaged and dedicated to them, but helping and supporting them to set goals and make ways to overcome their adversities.
Oh, you guys, that's very good. You guys are very clear with your visions and missions, which is important because that's the roadmap to success. Thank you so much for sharing those. At some point, probably the next session or the section after that one, we're going to dissect these visions. We're going to dissect the main one that you're going for. Because what I shared with our lovely sister Sandra said, she got 5. When you got a lot of business shells, if you will, SHELLS, you want to get one working like clockwork, and then you build from that one and invest monies from that business into the next one and continue to build them. What I also heard from all of you is I heard both for-profit businesses and I heard some that will venture into nonprofits. So we're going to touch on that. Like some of these, like Every Person Counts. That sounds like to me a nonprofit, because I have for-profit businesses, I have nonprofit businesses that's more along in the lines of it's not that they all of them make money, but they're more in the lines of giving back to the community. There's so many different tax breaks for those kind of businesses. You set yourself up for people to donate into your business. Like yesterday, they were honoring me for being #1 again in the company in sales, but they rolled out something additionally yesterday that I was so excited about because I didn't know. When I get these recognitions, they give you an award, a physical award, they give you a monetary award, and now they've thrown in and said, now with the monetary award we're giving you, we're going to we're going to match that with any charity that you wanted to go to. I've never heard of anything like that in my life. Jesus is really awesome. So they're starting like for their #1 producers, they're not only like, say if I get a $7,000 check, they're going to give $7,000 in my name to any charity that I deem I wanted to go to. So when you set yourself up in the 501c3 type arena too, you set yourself up for those kind of donations. And that's the blessing of it. I have my own 501c3. They know I do work in Africa, I do all this stuff. And I remember when Sister Mary and I were talking and we were downtown and I was thinking, Lord, I wish I just didn't understand people that have money, why so many homeless people in the world. Because I'll be like Sister Francia, I would be the kind of person that just give away stuff because I know my heart. And I was like, oh my God, I would love to I was thinking in that moment, open like a home for homeless men and women. And I was thinking, I was like, I would call it Harris House. That's my younger son's name, and let him manage it. I saw the whole vision. Like I said, like with Sister Beth, I saw while we were out on the streets, I saw the whole vision. And I was like, oh, I could do that, and that would just be awesome. And then we will be doing our part ongoing for the homeless, because it touched my heart in that moment. Like, okay, you can do this every once in a while, but you have to position people for the long term. I love that Thrive 90 idea. 90 days, you should be positioned to be able to help yourself. This is how we're going to support you. You guys have some powerful, powerful visions. I'm telling you. So we're going to discuss how to get them from paper to speaking in the earth. The vision shall speak. Isn't that the word? Write the vision, make it plain so people can run with it. And not many days from now, the vision will speak. That's the word of God. So I never am going to be involved in something that is not speaking. Eventually it has to speak. I can't be consuming my time, which the last few minutes, we're going to go back into time, because it's going to take time to dedicate these times to write a book. Thankfully, I've done almost all of what you guys are trying to do. I have 3 books out on Amazon. So that takes time. That takes dedicated, set aside time on Saturday, every Saturday from 2 hours. I'm shutting down the phone. I'm shutting down everybody. I'm writing. You see what I'm saying? You see, all of this takes time. It's not going to happen by osmosis. God had given me this book, and I had to sit down. I had to get my mind together. I heard what Sister Portia said about writing hers, and I can imagine, because when you're writing, the manuscript is everywhere. It's all over the place, and you don't know how to organize it. You don't know what's going on. You don't know how to put it in a format. I had, thankfully, a really great publisher, editor. She's a Fulton County teacher. And I just sent her the raw manuscript. But that I had to write the book. You got to write the book. And she organized it, made it flow better, said some things better that the way I said it probably would have offended my audience, but because I talk the way I think, but because she had that, that education background and all of that, she was able, I said, oh, you really said the same thing I said, but the way you said it is more palatable. So, I mean, I know people like that and people who have put my books on Amazon and all of that stuff, but it takes time. It takes time. And we're about to shut down again. Oh my God, let me see if I can start another meeting. Let me see. Okay, soon as that one shut down, I'm going to start the next one because this is